Hey there, fellow sports gamblers. It's Steel Picks for you with the 5 best NBA prize picks and underdog free picks for today, April 1st. Before we run down the picks for Wednesday's games, let's do a quick recap of last night's action. Mikal Bridges did absolutely nothing as we predicted, going for 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, well under the 16.5-point threshold in the Knicks' loss to the Rockets. Kobe White cleaned up during garbage time in the Hornets' win versus the Brooklyn Nets, going for 16 points and 5 assists to go over the 17.5 points and assists we needed from him. Brook Lopez did his thing, going for 18 points and 2 assists, well over the 11.5 we needed for him to cover. But the Cleveland Cavaliers did nothing for us. They were an absolute, complete no-show. Evan Mobley was a woeful 2 for 4 from the field for 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, barely half of the 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists we needed from him. And James Harden was no better, going 6 for 13 from the field for 17 points, no rebounds, and 3 assists. Again, well under the 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists we needed from him. Not going to make excuses for these guys, but I think they got caught up in the LA thing, spending a little bit too much time with family and friends. We all know James Harden is from the city. Evan Mobley went to SC, probably hung out a little bit too long with some of his close friends trying to catch up. Hey, I don't know exactly what they were doing, but that's just all I can summate right about now because they certainly didn't show up ready for that game. Definitely costing us 2 of the wagers, but oh well, it's time for us to bounce back, do some big things today. First up on the board, we have Joel Embiid over 16.5 field goals attempted against the Washington Wizards. As we can see, Joel Embiid has done this every game the last 10 games and 18 out of his last 20 games. Joel's been real greedy, definitely getting his shots up. As you can see, spiked here at 27 against the New Orleans Pelicans. And even in his last game, he had 25 shot attempts. So he's definitely trying to get those things up there. As you can see, the Washington Wizards not very good at 2-point attempts allowed, 4th from last in the league. So definitely an opportunity for him to get some shots up with regards to that. As we're looking at Joel, his minutes have been pretty consistent, consistently going up since he came back from injury, from 28 to 35, at least 34 minutes in his last game. And as you can see from his field goal attempts, he's getting about 19.5 attempts as an average. So that's definitely a good thing. And as we can see, his last 3 games, he's been 17, 19, and 25 over the 16.5 that we're talking about. And as far as 3 points made or 3 points attempted, he's doing that as well. So he's definitely going to get his shots up. And he's playing against a team in the Wizards that don't have anything to play for other than a better lottery selection. They're doing the ping pong ball thing and thinking about vacation time, not really worried about this game too much. On the other hand, the 76ers are fighting for their last playoff spot. They're right now tied for last with regards to the playoff spot. Excuse me. They're actually in 6th, 1 game out of 5th. So they definitely have something to play for. And as we can see, Underdog likes his pick as well, minus 120 for the over 16.5 field goal attempts. Next up, we're going to ride the hot hand with Trey Jones, going over 20.5 points and assists. In his last 10 games, Trey has been able to do this in 9 of those 10 games. And if you notice, in a couple of these games, he was able to go over that mark just on points alone, on the 13th here against the Clippers, on the 27th here against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and on his last game, on the 30th against the San Antonio Spurs, he was able to do that as well. So that's definitely going to be a big thing for him. And in addition, he's playing a team in Indiana that gives up quite a few points allowed. And against point guards, they rank 24th. And if you'll notice, as far as points and assists allowed for point guards, they give up 25 of those. And, well, that's well over the 20.5 that we're talking about. So definitely feel confident when it comes to that. When we get to our minutes, you see that he's getting consistent minutes out here. The last 3 games, he's averaging about 26, 27 minutes a game. He's definitely getting his field goals up here. And as you can see in his last 3 games, he's made 8, 8, and 9, which is definitely very favorable for us. He's getting to the free throw line about 4 times a game, and he's hitting about 83% of those. So that's definitely positive for us, getting those points when the clock is stopped. So definitely liking Trey Jones over 20.5 points and assists. Prize picks like that as well, as you can see at the minus 119. Next up for us is Derek White under 21.5 points and assists. And in his last 10 games, you can see he has been under that mark in 8 of those 10 games. Definitely not doing his thing. And in quite a few of these games, you'll notice he didn't have any assists at all. In the 18th against the Golden State Warriors, no assists. No assists against the Grizzlies, no assists against the Timberwolves, and only 6, 5, and 4. You can see his assists are declining. And in addition, in his last game, he only had 7 points. So that's definitely a positive in our favor. And as we're seeing his minutes, they have been fairly consistent. Although since Jason Tatum has come back, his role has been not quite the same as it was. So he's definitely had a kind of a difficult time kind of finding his way. The production that he was having earlier has kind of tapered off a little bit, but that's to be expected when you have an all-star coming back. Field goal attempts, not that high. I mean, he's trying to get him up, but as you can see, he only had 6 field goals made. And in his last 3 games, he's only had 3 made field goals. So that's definitely a positive for us. And as you can see, he's not getting to the line too often. His last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. In 2 of these games, he didn't get to the free throw line at all. 1 of these games he only got once, and then 2 other games where he only got to the line twice. So definitely like this pick, Derek White, under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And just as a friendly reminder, when you sign up for BETR using my STEELEWINS promo code, you can get $200 in bonus picks. Tokens up to $100 each. And when you sign up for Novig using my promo code STEELEWINS and spend $5, you can get a $50 bonus. Moving right along, our next pick is Will Richard, under 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the San Antonio Spurs. In his last 10 games, you can see that he has been under that mark 9 of those 10 games. Not very much productivity, especially not on the point side of things. You can see a few of these games, he had no points against the Minnesota Timberwolves, no points against the Washington Wizards, a mere 3 points against Brooklyn, and quite a few games where he hasn't even been in double digits. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those games hasn't even been in double digits. Playing a very stingy San Antonio Spurs team, as you can see, 7th in points allowed and 8th in rebounds allowed. And against shooting guards, 7th in points allowed and 5th in assists allowed. So not looking very favorable for Mr. Richard with regards to getting that over 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. As we can see, when we go down to the minutes, he's not averaging a whole lot of minutes, 26 and a half. A few of these games, he's been under the 20-minute mark against Dallas and Brooklyn. Quick spike to 24.5 minutes against the Washington Wizards a few games ago. But as you can see, he doesn't really take that many field goal attempts, and he had less than 5 in any of his games here. So in recent memory, so we have 5 attempts here, 1 attempt here against Brooklyn, 5 attempts against the Wizards. Not really making a whole lot of those. And when we start talking about free throws, he hasn't been to the free throw line since March the 20th. definitely something that works positive in our favor. No opportunity to score without any time going off the clock. So I definitely like Will Richard under 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Prize Picks feels the same as they have him at minus 19. And rounding out our picks for the day is Keldon Johnson over 12.5 points. Keldon's been able to do this in 7 of his last 10 games, including 6 of his last 7. 2 of these games, he even went over 20 points against Indiana on the 21st and against the Miami Heat on the 13th. So definitely liking him from that aspect. And then we look at the minutes that he's been able to play. You can see an increase over the last 3 games from 22.4 to 23.3 to 26.5. So he's definitely going to be out there getting his opportunities. As far as field goal attempts go, he's been getting up there the last 10 games. You can see he had 12 attempts against the Indiana Pacers, went for 14 against the Miami Heat, a spike in 16 against Memphis, came down a little bit against the Bucks, but still went back up to 11 against the Chicago Bulls. Doesn't get to the line a whole lot, but when he gets there, he's pretty accurate. So there was the one game against Memphis where he didn't get to the line at all, but his last game he did get to the line 4 times, so that's positive for us. In addition, the San Antonio Spurs are trying to see if they can close the gap on the Oklahoma City Thunder and get that number 1 seed. Right now, they're 2.5 games back, so every game counts and every win is important. So they'll definitely be going all out, trying their hardest. So to recap our picks, we have Joel Embiid over 16.5 field goal attempts. Trey Jones over 20.5 points and assists. Derek White under 21.5 points and assists. Will Richard under 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Keldon Johnson over 12.5 points. That's the 5 picks I have for you today. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Steel Picks for You channel. And good luck, everyone.